All right. Day one of the 28-day breakthrough challenge. And today's focus is decide. I need you to decide. I need you to make a decision in your soul that you are going to be better. You're going to get better. You're going to do whatever it takes to have a different life and to get to the breakthrough that you want. Today is not about motivation. You're going to get motivation, trust me, because motivation is a visitor. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't for some of us, right? But decisions, man, that's resident. Like that's a resident. That person actually lives. Once you decide that you're going to do something, once you draw a line in the sand saying, hey, this is what I want. This is who I want to be. And I am not willing to live without this. Once you make those kind of decisions, both in your mind and in your heart, I guarantee you things are going to shift and things are going to change. And that's where the decisions have to be made. They got to be made here, but they also got to be made here. Because I believe this, when the heart and the mind agree, nothing in the world can stop you. But you got to make a decision in both places. Not just when you feel good, right? We're on this 28-day challenge, and you're not going to do it just when you feel like doing it. Because anybody can show up as their best self when they feel like it. But what are you going to do today? And how are you going to show up when maybe somebody says something that gets on your nerves? How are you going to show up when things don't work out your way? How are you going to show up if you didn't do well on the test? How are you going to show up if your boss says something that kind of, rubs you the wrong way? How are you going to show up if you were supposed to be in the meeting, but they left you out the meeting? How are you going to show up? How are you going to show up if you get an email from somebody that kind of boy, right? How are you going to show up? You got to make that decision, but you got to make it here and you got to make it here. Because if you don't, when that thing happens to you, man, you're going to explode and you're going to go right back to the old person that you were. Remember what we after this year, a breakthrough. And a breakthrough requires a change. And the first part of change starts here. It starts in the mind. And you got to make a decision here. And then you got to say with my whole heart, man, this thing, I'm going to do this. With my whole heart, this is what I'm going to do every single day. This is how I'm going to show up today. So it's your man, the change maker, saying, listen, make a decision. That's the only thing you got to do. Decide how are you going to show up today when life challenges you. Because trust me when I tell you, some challenges going to come your way. Some challenges going to come my way. I don't know what's going to happen today. But I do understand one thing. I have a spirit of never quit. Of play till I win. And so whatever happens to me today, guess what? I know I'm gonna come out on the other side. And you gotta have that same spirit. You gotta have that same fire, because I can guarantee you life gonna try to knock you down. People gonna say some things that might get on your nerves, whether you're in school or whether you're in college or whether you're in a relationship or whether you're on your job. It doesn't matter. You might see somebody cut you off on the road this morning. How you gonna show up? Right? When somebody cuts you off, So it's really about that. But make a decision that you're going to be the very best, that you're going to give your best to whatever it is you do. Dr. King said this. He said, do a thing so well that the living, the dead, and those who haven't even been born yet could do it no better. That's excellence. That's how I want to show up every single day of my life. So, it's your man, the change maker, saying, listen, don't wish life was easier. That probably won't happen. Wish you were better. Make a decision today on how you're going to show up. I see y'all.